Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Just saw that the Browns hired Ken Dorsey. So you go from Alex Van Pelt to a guy who was fired midway through the season because his offense was so stagnant. He couldn't make it happen. He had Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. They had a bunch of great players, and he couldn't get it going. But Cleveland brings him in like he's the answer. Horrible hire. Couldn't get more Cleveland than hiring somebody who was fired for underperforming with his team. But that's Cleveland for you. Hire somebody so Stefanski doesn't have to give up play calling. He couldn't make it work with Josh Allen, and we're supposed to believe he's going to help with Deshaun Watson. Trash hire. Fans aren't happy about this.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Scott, again, I don't think you can say that. We've showed what he has done in other places, but you're fighting perception. Guys get let go in the NFL for a number of reasons.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to say he couldn't make it work with Josh Allen. I think they made it work for a while. We talked about Alex Van Pelt. He just got quote-unquote fired and couldn't find another job. Brian Johnson of the Eagles got fired, could find another job, right? The Chargers didn't keep Kellen Moore, and he found a job with the Eagles. And I know there's a coaching change there, but he also left the Cowboys a year before and found a job with the Chargers, right? I saw some stat, the turnover in offensive coordinator, I think it's worse than the turnover among head coaches. Mm-hmm. So just because a guy leaves or gets fired doesn't mean he can't coach. And the other part of this is, the reaction, obviously, the calls that you're getting, is strong against Ken Dorsey. And I would say, well, he probably isn't going to call the plays. So his impact, I'm not saying it's minimal because that's an important position. But it's not the same as just a defensive coach turning the offense over to a new coordinator. Kevin Stefanski, whether or not he calls plays, is going to have a huge impact on this offense. And, if you don't like that as a fan, then that's one thing. But it's not going to be like Ken Dorsey comes in here and it's all Ken Dorsey. It's going to be a lot of Kevin Stefanski, which may or may not make people feel better. But I do think it lessens the importance of the Dorsey hire.
The other thing is offensive coordinator, guys that don't call plays still have an input in the game plan and how you structure an offense. So they're trying to get a fresh set of ideas that they can incorporate into the offense for next season.
Yeah, I read a real interesting, one of my readers told me about this story in The Ringer, and it was after Dorsey got fired, and it was talking about how it's about so much more than play calling. And it's about setting the game plan during the week. It's working with your other coaches. It's working with the players to prepare them for the game. So it does go beyond that, and everybody has a part. I mean, Bill Callahan is a huge part of the run game on Sundays. He's a huge part of the pass protection game. Everybody's involved in it. Obviously, the coordinator has more say. He talks to the media more often, all those things. But it is a group project, and Ken Dorsey, is being hired to add something different to that group.